Cotman, Crawford, and the Jersey Guy podcast.
Hey everybody, Kenny Cotman.
Lewis Crawford.
And I'm Tom Ramage, the Jersey Guy.
Hello, my peoples. What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing today?
What's going on? How
What's
you guys
going
doing?
on?
Nothing, brother. Same old stuff, different day, decent week.
Yeah,
Yeah, how was turkey and everything?
good.
Yeah.
Holiday was good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah,
We
yeah,
had
good.
our Thanksgiving. We do the vegan Thanksgiving. By the way,
that's right.
Suzanne was over. Eric was over. Two of the
Nice.
guys we have on the show are over.
That is
Let's
great.
not get into it.
Yeah, that's the next one. That's the next episode.
Talking about Thanksgiving real quick,
Yeah,
I told Fred and also Grand House Unity quote that I would mention them again.
Right, the food pantry.
The food pantry in Brooklyn, New York. Flatbush 2046 Flatbush, Brooklyn, New York. You guys can make donations. Go there, help out. These guys are there. I think it's Tuesdays and Thursdays of every week. And being that this is the time of the year, everybody is struggling. Some people are struggling. So go to any food pantry, of course. But
Yeah,
if you're in
help
that
out
area
everybody.
and donate if you can and help out if you can, participate and help them out at their place.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Yes.
So, and their number is also 718-266-9700, and you can donate at grandhouseunity.com. So I wanted to get that in there real quick.
Yep.
All right.
So
Excellent.
now
Yeah, so
I've been excited
tonight-
about this because we were supposed to do it earlier in October, but they
Right.
had something come up, which I totally understood with Halloween and everything right around the corner. We have Full Moon Paranormal on the phone with us, who are a guest, and we have all the ladies on with us. Lisa, Suzanne,
And Nicole.
And
And
Nicole.
Nicole.
Yeah.
Yes. How you guys doing? Thank you for being on.
Hi.
Good, how are you doing?
Good. Thanks. So guys,
Awesome.
look,
Yeah, so check it out. So I was curious. I know you have this thing coming up tomorrow, but before we get into it tomorrow about tomorrow, I was really curious. More of like, first thing I wanted to ask is, how did you guys get started? Whose idea was it? Was it just something that just happened by accident? I was really curious because you guys are starting to really make a dent on social media, and I see you lost me.
I lost you.
Everything's gone now, bro.
No, I hear you.
I lost it.
No, I hear you, but keep speaking.
So anyway, we had a technical difficulty there. So let's go from there. Ladies, how did this get started? Whose idea was it? And
So Lisa and another woman, Debbie, who is not with the group because she moved, actually started Full Moon Paranormal back in 2021. So if Lisa's comfortable, she can jump in here and tell you why it got started.
Yes. So we got started because we were, we wanted to start raising money for some of the local museums in the area and start. I'm trying to think of how it actually got started. But, we were going with other groups and we were just saying to ourselves, we could do this ourselves. We can raise money for these historic homes. We can do something really good in this area. And we just took that idea and just ran with it. And we started promoting ourselves and doing a lot of networking. And I made several calls to several museums and emailed people, and I introduced myself, and we really got our name out there, and people seemed to really like us. And we started, raising money for a lot of local places, and it just really took off. And
That's awesome. Yeah.
here we are.
nice.
The first public event that we did was at the Chance Theater in Poughkeepsie,
Uh-huh.
New York, and that was great. I got into Full Moon because I was looking to get a ticket to go to the Chance to go to the investigation.
Oh,
But then I saw that they were looking for a third investigator. So I applied and we all just kind of clicked, and it felt right, because it's important to have the right people that you're investigating with, that you're on a team with.
Oh, yeah.
Right, the chemistry definitely makes a
Mhm.
difference.
Definitely.
So, how did you guys get into the whole paranormal investigations, I guess scene? What?
Susan, how did you get started?
Yeah,
Because when you grow up in areas where you're experiencing paranormal things,
Okay.
as a kid, as a teenager, and then I started getting involved with mediumship, and
Oh wow.
it was just kind of like a natural progression from one to the next.
Right. That would make
You start
sense. Yeah.
questioning things and you're like, wow, can we get evidence of this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you see things, you hear things, and you're like, where did that come from? What is that? And then now you guys that's crazy. Now, do you guys mostly do I guess like the museums, the public places, or do you help out people with in their private homes, like
We do both.
Okay.
We try to do like a public investigation around once a month because it really, helps bring to light the history of our area because there's so much history here. Everything is so old.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these places really need the help.
Okay.
So we like to do that, but we also take on private cases as well and go into homes or businesses where people might be having activity and help them kind of understand it better and see what's going on. And, if additional steps need to be taken, then we can go ahead with that. But usually it's just kind of letting the homeowners or business owners know what's going on and understand it better.
Right. So they know that whether it's
Help them feel comfortable, not afraid.
Right.
And we also like to do stuff, just on our own also, like when we can really do like a deep dive investigation just with the team. And, we enjoy that a lot, actually.
Now,
where we could just really spend hours doing it on our own.
But yeah, we have a group of investigators that we work with in our little para family, and we'll do investigator only events once in a while that we can get them all together and really, really get into investigating a place.
So when you guys get into that, do you go to is it a consensus and we're like, all right, we want to go see this place? And, I know everything I see on TV and, I watch all the ghost hunters and ghost adventures and all that other stuff. And it seems like they always ask permission or have to get all kind of permission and whatnot before they go anywhere. Is there like a list?
Yeah, so we always have to get permission. A lot of the places that we go to for like investigation only or by ourselves are places that we've done a public event and we just want to get a little further into it. Because it's hard to do when you have a public event. People who aren't experienced investigators, they want to be entertained. They don't want to sit here for 4 hours, doing an EVP session. It's not going to be exciting. So we have to kind of balance giving them a good investigation with giving them a good experience. Yes. When it's just us, we're like, we want to go back and kind of dig a little deeper into that.
And we will sit for 4 hours and listen. That's the difference. We're not entertaining each other.
Right.
Yeah. But we are very.
I guess we do kind of have bucket lists, places that we always say, oh, we got to go here, we got to go there. We recently all went to Gettysburg last summer and rented out the haunted orphanage just for ourselves. And, that was fun. We will do stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when you do the ones with people will come and they pay to come with you guys and do the ghost hunt, do you guys do it yourself first? Do you go in the building, do your own investigation first before and then go back and do it again with all the people that come and participate with you guys?
Yeah, we'll usually go like a walkthrough, a preliminary investigation. 1, to see how to break the groups up and where we could set up, and 2, to see where the hot spots are, where there's activity that we're getting just with some of our handheld equipment.
Yeah, very cool. So like say I'm a person and it is my first time coming. What would I expect? Walk me through like how someone would, if they went to like the Columns Museum, would they go, would you take a walkthrough? Would they have like special readers and stuff like that?
Usually we'll have a speaker first that will give us like a history of the home or the area.
Nice.
Mean, it depends who the speaker is, where we go, but and then we'll kind of go through everything with the guests, of different equipment that we'll be using, how it works. We offer the guests a chance to use the equipment. We break people into smaller groups so they're getting a better experience instead of like in a big group. And we kind of just go from there.
Cool. Yeah,
and our public events are we try to make them very interactive.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that.
It's not just, a group of people watching us investigate. We encourage the guests to like participate, ask questions. Like if you have an idea of how to use a piece of equipment, try it, because we're learning from these people as much as they're learning from.
Right.
So so what kind of equipment do you guys use? Do you have like audio equipment where you can listen to things like where it like tunes in to hear any, possible paranormal activity? Like how does that work? Like what do you use?
Well, we come in with a rolling cases full of equipment.
Oh,
so
oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Susan, what's your favorite?
We use all kinds of equipment, but we use really simple things up to more complicated equipment. And the simplest, my favorite thing is the little light up cat balls that are just touch sensitive. If something touches them, they blink.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've seen those on
And
TV.
they're easy. They're not complicated. And we tend to get a lot of response using them. And they're visual, so you can see them, and it's quick. That's actually the simplest thing we use, I think. And it's one of my favorites.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Lisa, how about you? What's your favorite?
Mine is actually, I know a lot of people won't agree with me, but I love the Phasma box. It's an app that we use on our computer, and I just feel like every time we use it at every investigation, we always get responses, and it always charges the energy in the room. Like it definitely gets things going. I think once the spirits think that we can hear what they're saying, they, it like amps up the energy in the room.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
That is cool.
That's such cool stuff.
Well, I was at one of the investigations in Mademoiselle with them.
Yeah.
And that was really a lot of fun. They broke us up in groups and everything.
That's
and then
very
we
cool.
did each floor. Everybody did the same floors. They just broke it and then you kind of rotated. It was fun. I had a good time with that. And it was really good. And I didn't know how I was going to feel because, I watch it on TV.
Yeah.
And you see these things sometimes. You're like, that's not happening. I'm not going in.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of thing,
That's why.
But when I was there, I found myself really more intrigued, more like wanting to find something.
Right.
Figure, hoping we could hear something. What's going to happen, kind of thing, and not being more scared. Not to say that something could have happened and I would have ran out of there anyway.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun, and I appreciate being there with you guys.
That is cool. Funny.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
And it's, I don't want our guests ever to feel scared either. So if somebody's feeling uncomfortable or a certain way, we'll take them outside. We'll talk to them. We'll, explain what's going on. We want to make sure that everybody's good with everything. And we never address anything dark or negative. That's not what we're about.
Well, if you have somebody if you have somebody with you, like, when you have people with you, if they have a negative energy, does that affect the readings and stuff that you get? Yeah, anything that you would hear?
Yeah, for sure it can. We think that like attracts like. So if you go into a place and you're like, hey, demons, like come out, and you're looking for negative stuff, it's gonna find you.
Right.
Well, it's funny. That's a good question, Kenny, because when I watch some of these shows, you ever notice how some of them they try to piss off what's going on there?
Right.
Like, why would you do that? Like you're there to figure out and understand what's going on. Don't upset it. You have no idea what it is you're messing with in the first place, I'm assuming.
Well, how true is what Lewis is saying? Like, you never know what's in there. And again, watching on TV, would you know, before, I guess we'll say, whatever response you may get from the spirits, if it's a bad or good spirit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess for me, because I'm nervous. I'm scared to go to one of these things, to go to a hunt. I'm like, it's going to come back. It's going to follow me home. I don't know. It's like my cologne is taking me, I'm like, that's always been the fear, so that then, is that a true fear, I guess we'll say? I mean, saying not that people being scared isn't a true feeling. I just meant, is it a true thing that the spirits will follow you home depending on where you are, like all that kind of stuff?
They can. But things like, demons and like truly evil spirits are pretty rare. More often, it's a deceased person. And if you were an a-hole in life, you're going to be an a-hole in death.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you get like a grumpy grandfather that dies, you're going to have a grumpy ghost.
You bastards.
Well, let me ask you that question. Has there ever been an investigation where you guys were unsettled because of where it was, and not by your doing, but just what was going on.
Like you just
in that
felt
particular
uneasy
house
there.
or location.
Susan, you want to
yeah.
we
We had this one investigation, and we were kind of unnerved. It was kind of an angry energy. We kind of figured out who was attached, who was trying to communicate with, not attached, who was trying to communicate with. And they had not had a good experience with each other in life. So this energy seemed to be trying to really scare this person. And when we were investigating, we had a sulfur smell. And we were like, it really got our attention to the point we were like, oh, what is going on? But then as we continued through the investigation, you knew it was something that was just trying to scare this person. It wasn't, anything harmful. It was just like Nicole said, if that's the way you are in life, that's the way he was coming across then as well.
Right.
But that got our attention. I would say that was the one time that all of us kind of were like, oh, wow. It was the only time we experienced that.
Because he was sick.
We got in over our heads a little bit too much, but thankfully it wasn't what we thought it was.
Now, was that a private home or was that like one of the museums or
the
something?
source, yeah.
That was a private home, and it kept saying demon. It kept saying big. It said literally big scary demon.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my God. Oh,
and that's when we went,
big scary.
We're like,
You
if you're
"Big
saying you
scary
probably
demon."
aren't it.
Yeah. You
Right.
see, that's why I say I'm like, maybe it's time to go. Like, I'll just watch from outside. I'll monitor the whatever sounds I hear coming in. I got this over here.
So I have a question.
But I think at the end of it, the homeowner, he felt a lot more comfortable knowing exactly who it was he was dealing with, because he was at the point where he thought like hellhounds were chasing him.
Wow.
Like this spirit was really affecting him.
So here's a question I have. So I mean, are there different types of spirits? Are there ones like that are sentient, like that will try to communicate with you? Are there ones that are kind of like a movie on like repeat? I hear there's that type,
residual.
like residual.
Residual, yep.
So, or is there other types that maybe I'm aware of? I'm always curious about learning about this stuff,
So to complicate things even further, we think you can have a spirit that is intelligent, and then you can also have residual energy from that same spirit in a place.
Oh, you get
because
both.
it's just, like on a tape recorder, it's playing over and over and over again, and it won't interact with you. But then, in the next room, you can have the spirit of, John Smith or whoever talking to you and communicating, responding with the equipment.
Okay.
Gotcha. So
Because places can store the energy, right? So if a physical building is what's keeping that repeat going, it's the energy from within the space that is creating that residual repeat. But the energy of the actual spirit in the next room could be communicating with you, because it's no longer the energy of the space, it's the energy of the spirit.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Actually, where we're going tomorrow, I just, with one of the employees, they just told me that they constantly see this gentleman walk from this point A to point B. It's always the same path. And I was explaining to her that's probably residual, because that was a path he took every day, and he's just repeating.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's like on a loop, right?
Yeah.
A loop.
So now would
I'm
that
going to be interested to see if we get any actual EVPs or other kind of activity from that same spirit.
So on that residual spirit, you wouldn't get any, there wouldn't be any intelligent conversation. Well, I don't say conversation, just interaction. It would just be that. Is it even like a spirit?
Just be that continuous.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be a spirit, right? It's just it's just a.
No, it would be
It's energy.
Yeah, the energy. That's
their
the word.
energy.
Yeah. Okay.
And set off equipment. We were at the Edmondson's house in New Windsor, and we put a REM pod at the top of the stairs, and it wasn't, responding to any questions, but every once in a while it was going off.
Right.
We come to find out that actually used to be a door right where we had set it. That's not a door anymore, but the energy kept traveling that same path.
Regardless of what was in
That
its way.
residual. Mm-hmm. because it doesn't know it's not a door anymore. That's just the path that it always took.
Yeah.
Right. That's so cool. See, I love this stuff.
Yeah. No, I dig it. Listen, I watch all of them, and I saw you guys at the paranormal expo that you were with the Ghost Brothers, you were with Ghost Hunters. Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what? They had everybody there. That is
that's
so
awesome.
cool.
How was that?
That's like the who's who. Right?
Yeah. Sorry, say again?
That's a pretty cool expo. They have, a lot of the celebrities come out and
That's cool.
and hanging out at the
That was
party.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was way cool. Cause listen, I so like one of my favorites on Ghost Hunters is Gonzalez. I think he's the like I just he's like so cool, and then the second he'd hear something, he's like shh. And he just like tunes in and he's just looking into the darkness. He's the coolest. I've liked him. I watched that show for years.
Like the dog, his ear moves to the other side.
What's that? Who's that? And then he'll do everything in his power. Like he's like, wait, do it again. And then it's just hilarious. I think he's the coolest one, man. He's great.
Yeah, he puts his finger up in the air, right?
Yeah. See, you saw me do it too over here. Yeah, you guys can see me. I put my finger up too. He's like, oh, what's that? Yeah. Yeah. He's great.
And he's actually a really nice guy. Like he will
That's
take
cool.
time and sit and talk to you. He's super nice.
Yeah.
They are
cool.
all
Nice
they're
man.
all really nice.
Yeah. Ghost
they are.
and the Ghost Brothers, if nobody's watched that, Ghost Brothers, they're hilarious.
Oh, they're hysterical.
Oh my God. I'm like,
Yeah, they are
Like
funny.
that in person too, just so funny, like down to earth and
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And that's
really
cool.
nice guys.
And and I think that's what probably makes it like even for you guys, you all you ladies, you sound just fun loving, so that then when you go anywhere, it's probably even hard for the spirits to be mean right off the bat. You know what I mean?
These people are too nice.
Yeah, they're too nice. What are they doing in here? What? Yeah, that's
We
crazy.
do say that. We say like a lot of times because we're going in and everyone is happy and laughing and having fun and we enjoy it, that we tend to get those kind of responses. We also find like because we think it's because we're all women and we're all moms, we tend to get a lot of female energy and children.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
A lot of kids that
That's
come
interesting.
through.
Yeah, that's
Or
interesting.
people just feel comfortable with us because we are moms.
Okay.
Whether they're a
Of
man
course.
or a woman, I think it's just like we're motherly. Like so they're like they want to like I don't know, that they're more willing to talk to us.
We're not
I don't
threatening.
know if I want to
Right.
be described as motherly on a podcast, Lisa.
I don't know. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
That's
that's
funny.
too funny.
That is funny. That is hilarious.
So what is the most I guess the word would be intense thing you saw, or like the most like highly unusual thing that you guys experienced in your time of paranormal investigations?
Oh.
Maybe Lisa with the growl. That was pretty intense.
I mean, I had something growl in my ear at the Shanley Hotel.
Wow.
That was very unnerving for me to the point where I decided not to sleep there that night
Yeah.
Yeah, I
because
would.
I felt like I was being targeted.
Wow.
And
that is
that
wild.
was mostly unnerving, I would say. And then
Okay.
just the wildest thing I've ever seen was I saw a woman walk through a theater. I
No,
just literally
really?
saw her for a brief second
To
and
see
she
a
was
full
gone.
apparition, right? Yeah.
That's intense. Unusual. We've had some interesting stuff. But one of the things that stands out to me is I was with some people at the Hinsdale house, and we had an SLS camera on. And have you ever seen an SLS camera? What that does?
Yep. I have.
Yeah, we're little stick figures.
Yep.
Yes,
So-
I love that thing.
This stick figure appears, and we asked them to verify. Like, oh, can you like wave an arm? And it waves its arm, and then it starts making an obscene male gesture.
No way.
No.
So we got a
And it
perv
just
for a
felt like-
ghost.
Yeah, it did that for a few minutes, and I'm like, there's nothing else that could like make the SLS, do that.
So you got like a Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
like
God.
it's not mapping out a chair or a lamp or something, because nothing is making that gesture.
Right.
That is funny.
Yeah.
That is hysterical.
That
Other than-
is great.
And where was this house? Was it a house you said?
This was the Hinsdale house in
Where's
in
that located?
Hinsdale. It's where is it? Over towards like Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, by
somewhere
Rochester,
upstate.
yeah.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, upstate.
That
Okay.
is
So you guys
hilarious.
travel pretty. You guys are willing to travel to these locations and do these investigations. It sounds like
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely.
that's awesome.
Yeah, we go.
So have you ever? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
well, let them finish. I was
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
So go ahead. Yeah. So you guys enjoy that then? I'm assuming. Is it okay? I mean, do you guys take turns? Is it just all of you go, or do all of you make it? Some can't. How does that work for you guys?
I think it's just whoever can make it. Sometimes we're invited somewhere, so maybe one or two of us go. But like Gettysburg, we made a conscious effort to do it together, and we're talking about doing that again because, But some of like our other team member, Lisa, she does a lot of things on her own with her family because her whole family's into it. And Susan and I have traveled separately together. It depends.
Okay.
If we can all go, we all go. If not, then
Yeah, we all have lives and work and
Right.
commitments, but that's why it's nice that we have four of us. So usually a majority of us can go to something, and
That's got to
And
be
it's good.
interesting. And you guys spend the night there too, which is really brave. Not for nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not me.
yeah, we're actually
Except
very
for Lisa.
excited for tomorrow because
At the
tomorrow
show.
we're all staying over. Like it's gonna be
Right.
fun.
that is right.
Yeah.
You are, and that's great. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have after that. I'm sure you're going to put it on
Yeah.
social media and all that. And I just can't wait to see that. That's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, Tom had a
Sure.
question.
What do you got, Tom?
walking into the space,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the energy just hits you when you walk in.
Really? So what is it about that house? I'm sorry, Tom.
No, go ahead.
What is it about that house, or what's the history of that house that is making you guys go there to do this particular
Gosh.
investigation?
Just a beautiful home. It's a beautiful old home, one of the older homes in the village of Montgomery. And the family was very affluent, had a lot of money and a lot of power. And it shows in the home. And now it's a bed and breakfast. So,
Very cool.
and there's been reports of things there for as long as I can remember. It's had different owners, but it's always been something that in the community, people are like, oh, that place has activity. That place is haunted. So,
And the original house was built in 1789, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an old home.
all restored. It's absolutely beautiful.
And it has connections to one of our favorite places to investigate. The families were closely linked to the Patchett House in Montgomery. And we have got some off the charts activity there. We've been back, 4 times? 5 times?
Yeah.
We go back a lot.
That's great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hoping there's a transfer of almost like a familiarity with us. I'm looking forward to that, to see if they're aware of who we are before we get there because of the connection we've had at the other house just
Right.
down the street.
Oh, that would be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, just leave the car running.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there's some things that I'm sure when it comes to this, there's some things that people maybe like a fact or fiction kind of deal. Like what is fact and what is fiction? Like, do you guys see a book stack that's 6 feet high, like in Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Or you get I hear stories, people, and I've heard of furniture being rearranged to come into a room and the furniture is different. Does stuff
Yeah.
like that happen?
Cabinets
or is that
open.
really, or is that kind of like
An exaggeration.
Yeah, kind of just Hollywood type kind of stuff.
No, stuff like that happens. I don't know about furniture being on the ceiling, because I've never experienced
Yeah, no.
that. Not to say
Yeah.
it doesn't happen to someone, but we've had doors slam, doors open, things move on their own.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think when you experience it, then you know it's real.
Right.
Yeah.
For people who doubt it, they doubt it until they see it for themselves.
hmm
And then they're like, holy, that is real. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it
of
gets-
course.
And we
then
have
they're
video.
believers.
Of a full shadow apparition, blocking out a doorway.
That's scary.
Do you think?
Yeah.
So solid that we thought it was a real person and stopped filming to go open the door.
Whoa.
That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
That was weird.
That was
And we're so
weird.
mad we stopped filming. Never again.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
now
yeah.
you know, right? It's a learning experience,
Mhm.
right? You figure it out as you go. I'm sure you guys are doing this for a while now. Are you guys looking to get where these other groups are on TV and everything, being on the Travel Channel and Sci-Fi Channel, and you're doing the investigations. Is that something you guys are aspiring to do, hoping that might happen, or you just like we are with the podcast? We're kind of like, hey, listen, if it happens, good for us, but I still enjoy doing it, and I'm glad we're doing it when we do it, regardless.
Yeah. That exactly. I think if you go to this with the goal of getting on TV, you're doing it for the wrong reason.
Right.
And it's
I agree.
Because everything you do is going to try to be like entertaining and, to further yourself. And we like the connections we make with the people we work with, the spirits we work with each other.
Yeah.
We have fun when we go out, even when we have fun. We enjoy ourselves. We love doing it. And I think it comes across when you come to one of our events, because as much as the people are enjoying it, so are we.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with that, because I was there with one of them, and they totally do.
Yeah.
They have a great time doing it. And that's the best way to do it. I mean, otherwise, if you're doing it and you don't enjoy it, it's pointless.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just not going to work.
So I remember...
Right, and it comes across. It sets the tone.
Exactly.
I remember
the spirits,
Lewis
too.
Yeah.
Right.
You go
Bless
into
you.
a place, that's like, bless you. You're just barraging them with questions. They're not going to want to talk to you. Would you want to talk to somebody who's coming into your house like that?
Not really.
Who are you? What are you doing?
Get
What
the
are you
hell
wearing?
out.
It's like,
Who are you? What's your name?
I don't want to talk to this guy.
You're having time and laughing and joking. Like, that's something that, people and, spirits want to be a part of. They want to laugh too.
Right. Okay.
That's a good way of looking at it. I didn't think about it that
Right.
way.
Neither
Just
that.
because they're in a different realm.
yeah.
or dimension, whatever's going on there, I'm sure they want to be comfortable as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one event we did at the Light Club Curiosity Shop, and we were sitting there going back and forth with the spirits telling dad jokes, and we'd light up the equipment if they liked it.
Did they know Kenny?
Yeah, right. They had to know me because I'm the dad joke guy. Yeah.
Well, now that you told me that, like, some of them are like you got pervert spirits now. Like, now I just think anything's possible.
Yeah,
That's what
anything's
they said, right? They said if you're an ass in life or you're pervert, that's what you're going to be in your next life.
Yeah, you don't change who you are when you become a spirit. It's true.
It's crazy.
That is the funniest. Now, you said that you were just saying about the you saw the one lady walking in the theater with the naked eye. Do you see more when you record, or do you see more in your guys' investigations? Do you see more when you record, or do you see more stuff with the naked eye?
For me, it's probably the naked eye, because I think I'm seeing them like in my mind's eye.
Okay.
And, and I'm just catching a glimpse of them out of the corner of my eye.
And see, Lisa can connect through, like, she does mediumship.
Okay.
That's right. Yes.
And so when you can do that, I think sometimes you're just more open to seeing it with your naked eye.
Roger that.
Because you're in tune to it and you're willing to see it.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, Lisa and Susan are both, psychic mediums. Lisa's definitely coming into her skills and practicing some spirit art, which was spot on at the Ritz Theater. Susan does mediumship. She's taken classes. I like to focus on the equipment, but I have seen things usually very, very late when I'm tired coming home from an event at 5 a.m. I saw a hat man shadow thing. I'm just like, I'm too tired for this.
See, you're never too tired. Never too
No,
tired.
she was off the clock by that.
Yeah, right. It's off the clock. Yeah. Okay. Fair
You know
enough.
what I mean?
And it's hard because usually when you're seeing something, it's quick. So, like, it's not like you have time to, like, get your phone out and take a picture.
Right.
It's just fleeting, and it's like, did I just see that, or am I? You know what I mean?
Right.
It always helps if somebody else saw it, or if a piece of equipment went off, or somebody said, "Oh my gosh, I just got a cold breeze that brushed by me 2 seconds ago." Like, that kind of verifies it, like more than one person experiencing it.
Okay. Now, when you say,
otherwise it's just what I think I saw,
Okay, I got it. Yeah, that makes sense. So now, when you guys see something on the SLS, do you see a mist, a shadow, a light, or anything where you see it on the SLS?
Usually not.
Okay.
I haven't seen that be the case. Usually it's just the SLS, but we do try to confirm, like I said, with asking it to move like a certain body part or like walk this way. to get some confirmation. And then we'll also set up other equipment and see if it can interact, with that. To give us, layers to the activity rather than just, oh, this one thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
You can be like, well, this came on the SLS and then the cat ball went off. And then, Susan sensed a male presence.
That is crazy. Yeah, that's wild because I mean, like you said, I see this stuff on TV, and for me, the funniest is Ghost Adventures with the dude Zach. And because he gets so crazy, I'm like, bro, calm down. Like, you're like, guys, I'm like, yo, take a pill, bro. It's like,
He gets possessed every time.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man, every time,
Yeah,
stop.
I can understand once in a while.
Yeah, but but he had one that was really, to me, that freaked the hell out of me. And they were on this place called Doll Island.
Oh, I saw that one.
yeah.
I saw that one. That was creepy as all hell, man.
And because it was so creepy, I think that was the one time, other than like the earlier shows that they were doing, that he was actually scared. And they had a lot of activity there. Like they were hearing the sound, they were getting a lot of recordings,
right?
A lot of shadow figures walking by and stuff. So that I mean, I think that's why I'm so interested, because I see it. I know when I was a kid, everybody always said they see things and they hear whatever. I believe where I work, my building is haunted because I see people that have passed away that work for us. And I swear, man, I see them walking, or I smell the cigarette or the cologne. And
smell is a huge thing. Is that another thing? That's a good question. Smell has got to be a big thing that you guys get when you're doing these investigations.
Remember, they said they smelled
call
sulfur,
that a phantom
right?
smell, but I mean, a lot of people do associate that with paranormal activity. I mean, like all of a sudden you'll just smell cigars or rose water.
At the Goshen,
have you ever smelled ganja? Did that ever happen at all?
Well, that
usually wafting in from outside.
Yeah. All right,
That's somebody who was participating with the group. I got
That's it. That was somebody else.
We had a smell that moved around the room.
Yeah,
and we were all sitting in the basement, and it started by the door, and then it moved over. It moved kind of around the circle, and everybody was smelling it at different times. They're like, "Oh, it's gone now. Oh, that's because it's over here."
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, that's true. At the music hall in Goshen. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like a perfume smell, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and we were in a basement.
Floral.
Perfume.
I mean, I've had phantom smells in places before where I don't know where the smell came from. It's just so random.
I've had it a few times. Different things, like they say perfume or coffee. If I had it with coffee, and it would be, there would be no way that you could, what I'm saying? That's what makes it like, wait a minute, how am I smelling coffee right now?
Right.
I'm not even anywhere near anything that would do that. How I got a silly question, and this might be weird because for an investigation, usually you're looking for a human response or someone who's passed, obviously. But what about animals? Anything like that? Does that have ever freaky something like that with an animal, or a dog or a cat or something like that?
Yep, we get animals a lot. There's a ghost cat at the Shanley that some people see. Personally, I was doing an Estes method in the bedroom of a private home, and I swear to God, it looked to me like a cat, like a black cat, came out from under the bed. And he didn't have a cat, but we find out after, because I left the room and I'm like, hey, this was a little freaky. He's like, well, that's where my dog who passed she used to hide under the bed. And then we got an EVP of the dog barking. She had like a very specific, like, little whoop.
What?
That's awesome.
He was like, oh my God, that's my dog.
Yep.
Like, it blew his mind. He was like, there was no denying. He was like, that is my dog.
Holy shit, kebab.
And we were in one room and Nicole was in another. So she had no idea what was going on the outside, the other side of the wall. When she came out, she's like, I don't know. We saw this thing. We're all like, oh.
Yeah.
He's like, that's my dog. She's like, oh my God.
That's
that was
great.
Cool.
That's awesome. That actually.
Yeah, I think we've been another place too where I think I saw a cat or something, and the people there were like, "Oh yeah, people see the cat all the time. It's a ghost cat," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yep.
But
that's wild. I've seen that. I never would have thought about pets. I'm like, well, how the hell are they going to communicate?
It happened with me when my dog Bella passed away, and in one of the bedrooms upstairs, whenever she came in, when she would walk in the room, she opened the door, and the door always creaked.
Right.
So it was like like the next day, I was in that room doing something, and the door opened.
Yeah.
It was a sink leak, and there was nothing behind it. And I'm like, of course, I started crying.
Yeah, you did.
You know, like a baby. But it was awesome because I was like, oh, okay, good. That just makes me feel better knowing that she's letting me know she's all right.
Right, right.
Everything is good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
So.
still around.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that because you'll get that, like maybe, you know, animals can sense when you're feeling down or upset or not feeling well. And so I think a lot of times if you're going to get activity, it'll be, you know, them just kind of comforting you, being like, hey, I know that you're, you know, still not feeling 100%. I'm here for you.
Right.
Yeah. This was
You know
great.
what? I today I heard my dog bark.
Really?
My dog's
Wow.
been deceased for 1.5 years.
And serious?
I heard my dog.
That's
bark.
awesome, man.
Yeah, I see.
That's
But
great.
when you experience it, you can't deny it, right?
No, you can't.
Right, right.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't deny it.
Unless
Yeah.
you know,
Like, yeah.
gaslight yourself, be like I'm just crazy. I'm
Yeah,
crazy.
well,
No,
listen,
but no,
that's
but-
another story,
but
bro. That's
another
something
story,
else.
You know, but
like,
yeah, no, you can't deny it.
Yeah.
right, when
Well,
you
of course,
feel it.
there's nobody else around to see what I just saw.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, see,
Right.
I never deny it. It's
Neither
not
did
that,
I.
like, I don't deny it. I just feel, for me personally, because of my background, my upbringing, that if I go anywhere, that then it just feels that it needs to come home with me. You know what I'm
Well, let me
saying?
ask you. So then there's this side. There's this side of it, right? So do you not think that your loved one's energy are with you all the time anyway?
No, I'm cool with my
You're
loved
alone
ones.
all the time?
No, I'm cool with my loved ones. It's the ones that I don't know that I'm like, yo, listen, bro, you need to stay over there. You know, don't come home with me.
Yeah.
You know, there's not enough room in the
true.
house.
That's
Like, that's
true.
what it is. Because like so on my
That can
birthday, so
happen.
my grandmother used to always call me on my birthday and, you know, sing happy birthday to me in broken English, Spanish stuff. And I still hear it. Like, I'll be asleep and, you know, on my birthday, and I'll hear her
Aw.
singing happy birthday to
Aw.
me. So like I said, I'm cool with that. It's the dude that you just saw, you standing in front of the door that you go to open the door and there's nobody there but that black figure. I'm like, no.
Right.
Tell them to stay there. You set your boundaries. You know, you do your protections, whatever you believe in, whether it's, you know, prayer or rosaries.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Angels
Okay.
Right.
And faith.
Right, you
Bust out the
just
Jewish
be-
star.
just
You know what
be
I mean?
firm.
Yeah. But like I
Just
said,
firmly say you're not coming with me. You have to stay here. I'm going home alone.
Right.
Yes.
You're not invited. You're not invited.
Yeah.
Right.
see,
And
so,
you're
And they're
good
going to
to
feed
go.
off that fear, right? I mean, I would assume that if you don't take a stand and, you know, push back a little bit in that sense, they're going to, if they feel that fear, that probably that's what they're attracted to.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
hmm They you know, can sense a weakness, so to say. Like, so if you're not feeling well, if you're run down, if you're really scared,
Right.
like it's not a good idea to go investigating because that leaves you open to, you know, more negative or kind of mean spirits to mess with you.
right.
Like a lower level of the energy.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it.
Right. So I got one more question. Can't hold your thought.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you guys always try to debunk first before you like jump on to the, you know, oh, that just happened. Wait a minute. We got to make sure that this is, you know, actually happening and all that stuff, right? For your own, obviously, because, you know, there's a part of you that obviously wants it to be real, but you got to say, wait a minute, we got to count this out. We got to count that out.
Yeah,
Kind of thing.
always. Mhm. You know, I always say, like, you'll see us like jumping up and down, like knocking on walls, like we look like idiots because we're trying to like recreate a sound.
Right.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't think you look like idiots because I want to make sure that that's what it is too. You know,
Yeah,
I would want to make sure that it's not that one of us bumped into something, and,
Right.
you know,
Right.
or we just walked on this, you know, floorboard here and it creaked.
Right.
You know, hell yeah, I want to know. You know, and I wish that it was easier to get full conversations or just better conversations. You know, from the spirits. So then you could like know who they are, you know, not so much as like one
Right.
word or, you know, 2 or 3 words. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Sometimes-
just my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? You know?
Let me tell you about
That would
the
be
time
nice.
I
Yeah.
did this and that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You know.
Our friends Ron and Lourdes, they do Staticom, which is kind of along the same lines like a spirit box where it sweeps through frequencies, but
Mhm.
theirs is just static.
Right.
And they've had like very, very long phrases and whole conversations
Wow.
come out of that because it's not getting cut off by the radio sweeps. So people coming up with new things every day that's, you know, furthering the field.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've seen that one used on one of the shows too. So that is pretty good.
Yeah, I like that, man. But real quick before we, Lisa actually did a reading for my wife.
Right.
I actually bought that for my wife. I went through Jen, who we know.
Right.
Okay.
So, and her brother came through.
Right. I remember you told me that.
Right. And that was huge. And she was like so happy when that happened. Like,
right.
It was just, and I didn't think anything would happen, honestly, but it did. And it was great. It was at Jen's old place. Lisa, was she she was still working over there with the therapy?
At the barn.
On 211.
Yeah, she was in the barn.
Yes.
Then, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So that was cool. So that was really interesting, and that was I love stuff like that. I really do believe there's something after this. What? I don't know.
Right.
I'm hoping I'm going to the right place.
Oh, listen, bro.
We'll find out.
Yeah. You're that guy, bro.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn, kid. Jesus, yeah, I can see you sitting on somebody on your porch. Yeah, bastards. Get out of here.
Listen, you guys were awesome.
Yes. So now tell us everything that you have coming up. Tell us about your events and whatnot.
Yeah.
This weekend we'll be at the Borland House in Montgomery for Haunted Sleepover.
Awesome.
In February we have a Valentine's event at Miss Fanny's Victorian Party House in Wappingers. March 23rd we have a haunted doll experience at the Shanley Hotel where we're bringing a bunch of haunted dolls.
That's
cool.
Wow.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that's going to be
I
a
would
good
love-
one.
that would be a
And
really
you can
cool
spend the
one.
night. There are rooms
With the
available.
haunted dolls?
With the-
I might stay across the street.
And have the tickets gone on sale for that yet? No. Oh yes.
Yes, we're on
Yeah.
sale for that.
Yeah.
I
You
may-
have some rooms left and investigation only tickets as well.
I'm gonna have to think about that.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
And then
And
April
we can
20th.
announce.
Say it again. It does what?
April 20th, just finalized today, we will be back at the Columns Museum with a special celebrity guest, Brian Cano. He was
Nice.
on Haunted Collector. He's on Paranormal Caught on Camera.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, I know him.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
Very
awesome,
cool.
man.
Very
That is
cool.
awesome. We're
Guys,
gonna
And
have
he will be doing, he'll investigate with us and do a short lecture meet and greet. He's very hands-on. He's very knowledgeable with equipment and things like that. So he's happy to work with people and teach, so.
And we're thinking a small group.
right.
We're thinking a small amount of people, correct?
Right.
So
Yeah.
you'll really
Yes.
get to work with him. It won't be like a huge crowd that you can't, interact.
Right. Yeah,
we're
that makes
gonna
sense.
limit it to 20 people. Yeah, we're not going to let a lot come in.
Right. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So thank you, ladies, for being here again with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're gonna have to have you guys on again because now this is like a million more questions to ask.
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean? More stuff.
You're going to have to come investigate with us.
Absolutely.
See, well, I'll sit outside and wait. I'll monitor
I might
the
want to check the
cameras and
haunted
stuff.
doll.
I'll
one
do it.
out. I
I'm
think
gonna
that
have
would
to
be
do it.
cool.
Bro, man.
Haunted dolls.
Yeah.
We'll check it out. We're
We'll
definitely
see you
gonna
at
do
the
it.
Shanley.
Yeah.
It'll be Charles.
I
Charles.
see it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in my car and the doll's gonna be in the back
The
seat.
doll's gonna be
Yo,
the doll's gonna be like, my name's Charles Lee
Yeah.
Ray,
The
but
doll
my
will
friends
follow
call
you
me
home.
Chucky.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
the
Chucky
doll-
doll.
it'll follow
Oh
home,
my
yes.
God, no! I think the Twilight Zone doll. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tell Lisa
Driving down the
Wallace.
freeway, all of a sudden there's a doll
Yeah.
head in the rearview mirror.
I'll be out of the car running past my car, like leave my car on the highway. I'm out of here.
That's
Yo,
crazy.
That is great.
Awesome.
That is too funny. But again, thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming on with us. I know you're so
All right,
busy.
thank you so much for having us.
You're very, very welcome. Tom,
All right. No, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
So
Good
yep.
night.
So thank you. Said for full good night. Have a good one. Take it
You
easy.
too.
Thanks. So that's the ladies from
Yeah.
Full Moon,
Full Moon Paranormal.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yes,
Great
the follow-
conversation.
Yep, we'll have all this stuff on our
Instagram,
page,
Facebook.
Facebook, and whatnot. So
Podcast
we'll have
drops.
a look.
It'll be on Wednesday. It'll be
Yes.
available, so you can listen to it then. So we'll
Yes.
be. This was a good one.
Yeah, that
they
was
always
fun.
are. You know what?
Yeah.
And I knew it would be with them because like they are laid back and they're just a good group. And
Yeah, they're cool.
and I'm glad we got them on and we got to do this. And I'm happy for them because they're really doing a lot of. It's that they get bigger and bigger, and it's cool, and they're enjoying themselves. So
and,
it's nice.
And people, like I said, people go and have good experiences. It's all good.
The perverted.
I know you're gonna be hooked on that.
Now I'm like, oh my god!
Now we want to go see.
Walking around.
Yeah, I want to see. Have you ever seen that?
How do I know the ghost isn't like humping my leg? As I'm walking through.
That's why you got to watch that thing. So it's like dot.
It's stick
figures on the screen.
Yeah.
And then you ever seen it, Tom? Have you ever seen it? Yeah, because like I said, then you just.
I don't think he watches as much as he's going to have.
Well, no,
to.
but I'm saying,
now I got to worry about when I'm taking my showers. A ghost.
Right.
Yeah, no,
too late, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
Too late.
You got to see that show Ghosts. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so gentlemen, appreciate you guys being here again. Again, thank you to Full Moon Paranormal. So love, peace, and hair grease.
Live long and prosper.
And go vegan.
Hello.